Have you ever noticed this? You can be sitting right here and yet your mind is already somewhere else. Today we'll be exploring how to practice being in the present moment in a way that's simple, gentle and real. Not as a perfect spiritual person, but as a normal human being living a normal life. I will give you practical examples and a bonus tip toward the end, and I will answer this question clearly. Where are you before you think about where you are? Most people live their lives near the present moment, but not actually in it. They live in a memory, or they live in a worry. In other words, we're either thinking of the past, full of regret or guilt, or we're worrying about the future, feeling fear or anxiety. And in doing so, we miss the quiet richness of this present moment. There's a calm that isn't created by fixing life, it's discovered by meeting life. A kind of serene tranquility that arises when we stop rushing past the moment as if it were merely a hallway, as we rush to enter the room. This moment is that room. There's a line from Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount, "Consider the lilies of the field," and he speaks about how life is already taken care of, and how worry doesn't actually add anything real. That's not just religious poetry, that's a direct invitation into presence, because worry is always later, regret is always earlier, but peace has an address, and it's always now. Let me tell you a short story. A man was walking somewhere, and his mind was doing what minds do, planning, replaying, mentally arguing with someone who wasn't even there. And he remembered, he caught himself and realised, almost comically, his feet were walking, but he wasn't. He stopped for a moment, right there, not in a dramatic way, just a quiet pause. And he asked himself, am I actually here, or am I just passing through? Then he did something very simple. He felt the weight of his body. He noticed the air on his face. He listened to the nearest sound, a distant car, a bird, footsteps, and something softened. The walk didn't change, but the walker did. That's presence, not fireworks, not perfection, just returning again and again. Practice 1, the art of listening, a rare kindness. One of the most beautiful ways to practice presence is in conversation, because most people don't listen. They wait. They listen with the intention to speak the moment you stop talking. So try this. Next time you're speaking with someone, give them your full attention, not just to their words, but to the tone, the emotion under the words, the pauses, the quietness between sentences. And while they speak, notice something subtle. Can you feel the urge in you to interrupt, to fix, to impress, to prepare your reply? Just notice it and then soften back into listening. This is not only presence, it's kindness. It tells the other person without saying a word, you matter. I am here with you. And yes, people will notice, because genuine attention is becoming rare. If you want to be extraordinary in a very quiet way, be the person who truly listens. Practice 2. Make a cup of tea like it's sacred. Now let's get wonderfully practical. Make a cup of tea with awareness. When you boil a kettle, listen to the sound rising, that bubbling, growing energy. Notice the steam as it escapes. Then listen to the water as it trickles into the cup. Watch it, hear it, feel the warmth rising. When you lift the cup, feel the weight of it. Notice the cool touch of the porcelain. Smell the aroma, taste it slowly. Now here's the key. You're not just experiencing sensations, you're noticing that you are aware of sensations. That's the doorway, because the present moment isn't only what you see and hear, it's the awareness that knows seeing and hearing. In simple words, presence is not a thing, it's the knowing of things. Practice 3. Red lights are tiny retreats. Even driving can become practice, especially at red lights. Most people treat waiting as an insult, but what if you used red lights as tiny retreats? The moment you stop, relax your shoulders, relax your hands on the steering wheel, notice your breath, feel your body sitting, listen to the hum of the world. Instead of impatience, you practice permission to be, and over time this changes your day, because you stop living as if every moment is merely an obstacle to the next. Practice 4. Turn ordinary tasks into presence training. Now let's expand this into daily life. You can do this with almost anything. Washing up. Feel the water temperature, the texture of the plate, the movement of your hands. Showering. Feel the water on your skin, the sound, the warmth, the steam. Brushing your teeth. Taste, sensation, movement. Walking. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground, the rhythm, the balance. Opening a door. Hand on handle, pressure, motion. Drinking water. Coolness, swallowing, the simple miracle of it. People think presence requires extra time, but it doesn't. It requires less time, because you stop spending your life elsewhere. This is not a practice that takes time to get better at, although it will improve with time, but it's something that you will notice as soon as you start practicing. A helpful analogy, the screen and the movie. Think of your experience like a film. Thoughts, sensations, emotions, sounds, all of it is the movie. But what are they appearing on? A screen. The screen doesn't fight the movie. It doesn't chase a better scene. It doesn't reject the sad parts. It allows it all to appear. That screen is like awareness, always here, quietly present, untroubled, even when life is loud. When you notice awareness, you begin to feel something deeply reassuring. You are not the character in the movie. You are also the space in which the movie appears. For more on this, see one of my previous videos, How I Discovered Reality Isn't What It Seems. So a few gentle mini practices for real life. Let's make this even more usable. Here are a few mini practices you can do in seconds. Number 1, the breath return. Take one natural breath, feel it fully. That's it. No need to control it, just feel it. Number 2, the 5 sensations. Silently notice 5 things: sound, touch, warmth, pressure, movement. This will pull you back into direct experience. Number 3, soften the face. Relax the forehead, relax the jaw, relax the eyes. You'll be surprised how quickly the mind quietens when the face softens. Number 4, let a thought pass like a cloud. When a thought comes, don't wrestle it. Notice it and let it drift away. Then return to what's here. Presence is not no thoughts. Presence is you are no longer kidnapped by thoughts. So the bonus I was saving until the end is awareness of awareness, the deepening. Now we come to something very simple but profound. At first you practice noticing objects, sounds, sensations, sights, tastes. These are the things we've looked at in this video, and that's wonderful. But then there's a deeper turn. You begin to notice the awareness that is noticing. This is what some teachers point to when they say things like, be as you are, not as a technique, but as a recognition. Because being aware is not something you do, it's what you already are. In fact, we can't even truly call it a practice. It's our natural state. We only practice because we've become distracted from what is effortless. Like someone searching for their glasses while the glasses are already on their face. So the practice is really a remembering, a gentle return again and again. And this is where life becomes rich. Not rich in possessions, but rich in presence. Because when you're present, the smallest things become luminous. A cup of tea, a conversation, a breeze through a window. Even silence becomes alive. Most people chase big moments as if peace lives there. But peace doesn't need a dramatic event. Peace needs attention. It needs intimacy with what's already here. Now let's return to a question from the beginning. Where are you before you think about where you are? You are here as awareness itself. Before the story, before the labels, before the past and future commentary begins, there is a simple knowing presence, quiet, open, already complete. And the most beautiful thing is, you don't have to manufacture it. You only have to notice what's already noticing. So today, don't aim to become a master of presence. Aim to return softly to this moment. One cup of tea, one conversation, one red light, one breath. And if you'd like to go deeper after this, watch another video on my channel. You can learn how to meditate on this awareness. Please see the meditation playlist. Until next time, be gentle with yourself and remember, you don't have to reach the present moment. You never left it. You only need to notice. You are simply aware.